sec. We're live on Twitter. We're live on my personal Facebook. We're live on Dinner Conversations Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live all over the world. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube, Facebook, Dinner Conversations Facebook. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Mark. What
Look,
you doing
we are
over there?
live. It looks like we're live everywhere. I'm in Houston. You're in Nashville. Or
I
where do you
am.
live?
I live just south of Nashville in Columbia. Greater
Oh,
Nashville, they might call it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a
the
nice little
volume
town.
up.
Have you ever been?
What's it called again?
Columbia.
Oh, of course. Yeah, Columbia. That's where Guy Penrod lives.
That's right. That's where they have their whole education system.
What do you mean?
Don't they
All the
homeschool all those kids?
yeah, they got eight. That's a lot
Yeah,
of kids.
it is. They even
Well,
have a little
how's everything going?
schoolhouse.
How's everything in Columbia?
Columbia's nice. If you've never been to Columbia, Tennessee, I do encourage it because about 5, 6, 7 years ago, they started to really revive the downtown. It's a big county seat, a huge old 100-year-old courthouse, and there's all kinds of old little, coffee stations and restaurants. There's a pie shop that has a painting in it that says, "It'll be okay. We have pie."
Oh, isn't pie the best? Well, they're
Depends what
tuning
kind.
in everywhere. Let's see how many viewers we got. Let's go look over here. Let me make sure I turn this off first. It is. I want y'all to see this. Watch this. There is the way we broadcast through Switchboard. We've got, you can see the viewers. We're just getting started. Twitter, there ain't nobody watching on Twitter. But we are so glad. Well, what is our big news, Andrew?
Well, it's exciting. So we have now debuted. You can now go watch the entire season 2 of Dinner Conversations with you
Mark Lowry and Andrew
and
Greer.
Andrew Greer on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime may be the biggest streaming network outside of Netflix. And in fact, we hear that it might even be rivaling Netflix these days because so many people, here's the deal, so many people have Amazon Prime because they want free shipping or whatever other perks come with Amazon Prime. Little do they
Uh-huh.
know that they can see you and me. They can binge watch us. They can make themselves sick on us.
Well, every time I pass a mirror, I get a little nauseous, so I don't know about binge watching.
Yeah, and I think
But
I will
seriously,
deserve.
let's talk about the guests for
Okay.
season two. We've already had season one, which you can binge watch also on YouTube, correct?
That's right. That's right. YouTube or iTunes audio podcasts. hmm
Yeah, at iTunes. Okay, and now season two, you can binge watch. Eventually, it will come out on audio podcasts.
That's right. It'll be out on all podcast formats as well as YouTube starting the week after Easter. So that's about a month away. But because you and I thought it was so cool that Amazon Prime was willing to broadcast, what we discussed, I didn't know this until after we kind of figured this out, but we are one of the only faith-based, maybe the only faith-based episodic series to be on Amazon Prime. So we wanted to give them a lot of love and attention. We wanted you guys to spend your time watching there first.
That's exactly right. And
The steal.
also, it looks like well, you got that camera set up. You're wearing a fan hat. That looks cool.
And
Hello, Sandy Watkins, Bonnie Newfield, Susan Ricks. Susan Ricks says, imagine that, binging on Mark. Audrey Dunn from Longmont, Colorado. Sandy Opal, great to see you both from New
oh,
Jersey. Debbie Jacque, overdose on Mark and Andrew. I'm reading all the comments on Facebook. Danny Phillips just tuned in. She works for me and she's obviously late. You're supposed to
love
tune
you,
in
Danny.
sooner, Aunt Danny. No,
Hey,
I'm kidding.
Danny.
We just got off a cruise.
I know. Where did you go to? Where did
We
you?
went,
Let's say this real quick. Where did you go to? Because I didn't go.
okay. We went, it was the Mark Lowry Spring Fling Cruise, and I was so nervous because it was my first one. And I'm going to talk more about this on Mondays with Mark. In fact, and that's Monday night, 7 p.m. Central. And Monday's Mark. But also, while I'm thinking of it, I'll get
Yeah.
back to the cruise in just a minute. I want to say hello to Cynthia Carricker, my dear, dear friend in Fresno, California. Hello, Cynthia. She's in the hospital. And y'all pray for Cynthia. I
What's
made
going on with
myself a
you?
note. The only thing on this note tonight is Cynthia, because I wanted to remember to ask you to pray for her. She's a dear friend of mine. She has a ministry called All About Care. You can go to allaboutcare.org and learn about her ministry. I've supported her for 30 years, I guess. Well, this little sweet Mother Teresa that's helped so many children and people infected and affected by AIDS. She's done it for years. And so pray for Cynthia Carricker, if you would.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
I was going to say, now, I wanted to get back to what we were talking about. The cruise, it was so much fun.
Who went with you?
Time. We'll talk more about that Monday.
Okay.
The Ball brothers, the Martins, Stan Whitmire, my pastor Brett Jones, who will be preaching at the Garden Oaks campus this Sunday, which is closer to my house. So that's where I will be.
That's the one in the movie theater?
Yeah, in the old movie theater right down the street. So that's where I'll be Sunday morning. And I'll probably broadcast Brett Jones. He was on the cruise. Listen, my brother and his wife and all their friends, the Browns and all those sweet people, Nikki and Vicky. And also pray for Rebecca. She's in the hospital. A friend who also came on the cruise, she's about 80-something. She fell and may have fractured her back a little bit. So we need to pray for her because she's got another cruise booked in May.
Wait, and your other friend was on the cruise as well who needs prayer tonight?
Yes, Rebecca. She's Natasha, my brother's wife's mother's friend who came on the cruise. Okay, that's way too much information.
Yeah, I see a theme though. Go on the spring fling cruise, come back ill.
No, 300 people had a good time, and as far as I know, we had no complaints. That's pretty good.
That's because
okay. So back to dinner conversations. We have got some phenomenal guests. Tell them who are, and I'm going to play the first one. I'm going to play tonight. Will be.
Does it start with a D? Wait, let's play a little game. Does it start with a D?
You want it to start with a D, a W, or an A?
D.
Let's do D.
D.
Okay. Anyway, here we go. But tell them who all our guests are.
So we had Danny Gokey, who of course is known for a stint on American Idol, but we all know him for his music now, all his hits, and he has lots of. He started out in country music, but came really popular in the kind of Christian pop scene. And so anyway, Danny's a sweetheart of a guy, and we talked about some really great topics, which you'll see here in a second. And then probably my favorite of the season was Amy Grant, just because I like how calm she is, and I like how pretty she is.
And one time, evidently, I said something, and she said, "What'd she say?"
She said, "Well, this just got really weird."
This just got really weird. And I thought, I must have said something.
No.
What fun we have. Okay, so let's play Danny.
Okay,
you want to?
Okay, deal.
Here we go.
Yep.
Let's go way back.
Okay.
Okay, my parents had a dream that I did not share with them.
Hi. I'm trying to hear him. You're even on my deaf side, and you're annoying.
God saw something in me that I didn't see in myself.
And so did America.
I saw people who would never step in front of a church were writing me letters and saying, I've given my life to God. Because didn't Jesus say that go into all the world and teach the gospel?
And now I know part of your story is reaching people, relating to people out of dark places because of living with depression.
I lost my wife, who I was married to. She passed away because I prayed. You didn't do your part. I did my part. So when I feel like God didn't come through, I felt unloved. I allowed the Word of God to change the way I felt. And once I changed the way I felt, it changed the truth of the situation. When you go on the truth, even though you feel it's not the truth, you're actually making the right decision. It'll change your feelings, and your feelings will line up with the truth.
We are thrilled to have Danny Gokey on today.
And there's one seat left at the table, and it's yours. So let's join the conversation. So there it was. That's the Danny Gokey episode. And he sang Mary Did You Know? Did that make the episode, right?
That made the Christmas episode, which is part of season 2's lineup, yes. He's both has his own episode, and we had another Dinner Conversations Christmas where Danny sang Mary Did You Know? That's also in the Amazon Prime lineup. In case you feel like watching Christmas in April.
Yeah. And so, because he did an unbelievable job. I literally got teared up. And I don't get teared up that much.
About anything.
You know what? That's not true. Because now that the older I get, me and my brother both have talked about this. We're starting to tear up over anything. I can watch a commercial and get teared up over it. I think what happens is you lose your testosterone, and that just, that comes with it. You start crying every other minute.
You lose your testosterone, you lose your constitution, everything starts to...
Oh, I haven't lost that yet. Now, hold on. Hello, John Riley. Please say John Riley. Hello, John Riley. He said, please say hello to me.
Hi,
Paula
John.
Shepard, hello.
Oh, Paula.
Danny is great.
Yes.
Terry Niece Blake says, Janet says, hello, Mark. Janet Canolio.
Oh, we know Janet.
Janet Canolio?
Yeah, she's in Nevada, I think. Las Vegas, maybe? Is that right, Janet?
And she said, I don't know.
I think that's right.
It's going to take a minute. There's about a 20-second delay between us talking and it getting to the people. Hello from Jamina Amanda Hamby. Okay, let's play another. You want to play another episode, or do you have something to say?
Yeah, sure. We could talk about some more of the guests. So who else did we have? We had Scott Hamilton, and he talked about his surviving cancer. And you remember what he said about failure? He said, there is a such thing as failure. There is only information. So he had an interesting take on what it means to succeed, which isn't necessarily about winning as much as about, I guess, he's very motivational. He's a little pint size of motivation. You can stick him in your pocket, take him like a pill. And who else did we have? Oh, you can play this clip. So we went to New York City.
Yes.
And we were on the Today Show set.
You didn't send me that clip.
Okay, what clip did I send you? Let's see. We have a
Will
D
and
an
Amy.
A. Oh, okay. So we don't have that clip, but we went and talked to Kathie Lee Gifford, and that was great. And then this is one of my favorites. Amy Grant is one of my favorite people in the world because of just how she articulates life. And we had a great time with Amy, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Amy Grant is
clip.
here today on Dinner Conversations. My Father's Eyes was the first time I ever heard of Amy Grant. I
That was
followed
the year
you.
before I was born.
It probably was.
And puts it all in perspective.
Yeah.
And then I was 17 when my first record came out. It was not a career path, it was just, I just loved music. And I knew a lot of people who were much more talented than I was. And so I was kind of like going, how did I get this shot? And I remember asking a producer one time, was there a nuclear blast and all female singers were killed? And so I got the call?
Really?
Is that how you felt when we called? Your dad just crossed over to the other side. I remember talking to my mother, my grandfather died maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and I said, how do you feel? But what I remember her saying is, I feel a little displaced. She said, because I'm the top of the chain now. I am the matriarch.
You're next.
Yeah.
Is what he's trying to say.
I just remember kind of really feeling untethered. Not by my own mortality, but just not thinking about, I'm next, or even the baton has been passed. What's this? Oh, I'm holding it. Oh my gosh.
Right.
But it just felt unfamiliar.
But
It's
you've
hard.
lost him twice. That's the thing with dementia, you lose them twice.
Well, that first goodbye is long and slow.
My mom had dementia, and her last words were, I'm going to the light on the other side.
Wow.
Isn't that cool? So the dementia thing
cool.
for us wasn't as long, but it is a double goodbye.
I think we're given the tools for the unique journey that we're going to be on. And that's part of the faith. It's just trusting that you have what it takes.
My brother and I have talked about dementia. Does that worry you at all that you might get it?
Do you
Do
worry?
you ever think you might have it?
I know every time you lose the car keys, it's like, I tell myself what I tell my kids. You still breathing? Okay, people are more important than things. Just keep breathing and we will figure it out from here. And
So the other one is will.
Yeah,
Take it as it comes.
just take it as it
Take it
comes.
at a time. My dad always says,
Yeah.
I'm taking it a tick at a time.
Yeah.
We had a great conversation about losing her parents. She just lost her father, losing both of them through the journey of dementia. And of course, that's a personal journey for you too. So
Yeah, and you're going to love this conversation. And there's one seat left at that table, and it's yours. Let's join the conversation. That is so funny because that there's one seat left at the table and it's yours. Let's join the conversation. I think I just said that one time, or how did that come about? I think it just happened.
I think it happened the very first time we were filming intros.
Yeah.
It's your brilliant brain.
No,
And
it was an accident.
it was. Chris Cameron, who's our assistant director and director of photography and everything else, he heard it. He's amazing. So when we were doing the intros, you said it. And he said, hey, that's good, repeat that, and then asked you to keep repeating it. You know, maybe some people, especially people who are Mondays with Mark fans and maybe tuning in because of that, they may not know much about Dinner Conversations. I think it's kind of interesting considering we're celebrating it debuting season 2 on Amazon Prime, such a big platform. We didn't start out this way, did we?
No. What was it, 2 years ago now?
I think that's right, yeah, 2 years.
You
Maybe.
interviewed me for CCM magazine. I go into this video studio kind of a place, and there's 2 chairs facing each other, and lights are set up over each other's shoulders, and cameras are there, so you get a 2-shot. You know, I just love all that. You know, and I walk in there, and you start asking me questions. First, you say I'm kind of nervous, and that's how it started out. And then you started asking really good questions that made me think of things I hadn't thought of before, and I heard myself saying things I didn't know I knew or had ever processed, you know, and so it was quite fun for me. So when I got home and I was already thinking about slowing down and maybe retiring. You know, I love that word. I love to play with that word, even though I'll never do it. I've done it. I've threatened to do it so many times. It just won't happen because I love what I do too much. But I love the idea of slowing down. I don't have to do, you know, I used to do 200 concerts a year between 1980 and 1988. So, and then Gaither came along and I did a lot more people, but a lot less concerts. So, but I thought, okay, I'm going to slow down. Why don't I, you know, I can sit here in my bedroom / studio / office, and with a couple of lights and a camera and a laptop and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, free, costs nothing to do it, I could reach the world and never leave the house. So I thought I'd like to do a fun show, which ended up being Mondays with Mark. And then I thought it'd be fun to, when I say fun, I mean, what I mean is we don't dig deep, you know, unless it just happens. We don't.
Yeah,
it's not the purpose of it. Yeah. I mean, a fun, frilly, happy, hopefully, show that's for Mondays. You know, people have it tough on Monday. So that, and then this Dinner Conversations, I thought, you know, that would be so cool to have one, because I love to eat and I love to talk and I love to talk to people. And I thought, wouldn't that be nice? Just put cameras everywhere and forget the cameras are there and get into the conversation, and food helps you do that. Yeah. And so that's how it happened.
Dinner Conversations. I remember us even thinking about that title and being like, is that too simple? Is it too straightforward? Does it not say what we wanted to say? And we thought, well, we're having conversations over dinner. What else is it? And it's kind of stuck, you know, it has a thing. And there's lots of people who, you know, have even someone that you were talking to recently about being an upcoming guest. I think they resonate with it being different and cool. And I don't know, people just don't dig in. You don't have the real estate on TV to dig in that much because you have 7 or 8 minutes. No. I thought you were going to put that screen of us on your green screen.
Well, I changed my mind. You act like you didn't like it. Hey, let's watch let's watch the. We'll come back with that. Well, let's watch the Will Graham. Okay, I met Will. My mother taught Will Graham at Liberty. Will Graham is Billy Graham's grandson. He is whose kid? Franklin Graham's kid. Anyway, my mother taught him at Liberty, and then I got to meet him when I sang at the Cove. He came to have lunch with me, and the stories he told. So I wanted to go back there. And on that episode, you also get to meet Gigi, which was a double extra delight to that whole trip, because she is a riot. She is Billy Graham's daughter that he has loved the longest.
Meaning?
Which means she's the oldest, but we don't say that. And anyway, she's a riot. But here is our conversation with Will Graham. Will Graham, Billy Graham's grandson, came to eat with me. He sat down at the table and started talking. And on today's episode, he is going to be telling us all the secrets of Billy Graham. And then you started telling me stories that I'm so glad you shared with me about your grandfather. And that he was as human as the rest of us, but he was a hypochondriac.
Let's just say he kept the Mayo Clinic in business. My grandmother and him were exact opposite in this. She never complained, and she really had a lot of pain. On her wall in her bedroom was a crown of Jerusalem thorns, because if her God could go through that, point to the crown, then she's got nothing to whine about.
And did Billy ever hear her say this?
Yeah, oh yeah, but he made up for it.
You think about someone who offered so much assurance to people still having what might be a rational fear.
Did he fear anything?
He knew where he was going. I think it was the process of dying.
I'll probably go down in a plane but survive that, then it'll catch on fire, then I'll survive that, then finally I'll be in a raft and I'll survive that and I'll drown.
Yeah, that's right.
In Billy and Ruth's first home in Montreat, North
But
Carolina.
no one gets to go inside.
That's right. We are on the road and we are hitting it in some great conversations with Will Graham and Gigi Graham.
And there's one seat left at the table, and it's yours. Let's join the conversation. That's a good one.
It is a good one. And I don't know if you know it, but the house we're in, I know you know it, but I don't know if folks are aware of this. The house we're in was Billy and Ruth's, and of course the kid's house. So Gigi was a kid in Montreat, North Carolina. That was their house before they moved up the mountain, the one that we all heard about. And didn't you visit Ruth one time up at their mountain house, kind of up the mountain?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I got to go up and have a Coke float with Ruth one time. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the one that most people knew about. So this is a smaller one of their first homes in Montreat, and no one had been in it to do anything. They don't usually let people in it. I don't know what they're doing with it. And so they let us in it to film, which I think is pretty cool. You just asked, I think, and Gigi was like, well, I got the key. And so she went.
Yeah. She is so great.
They'll hate me for this, but yep.
I love her.
Yep. But you can watch the entire episode now. That's the cool thing. So all these episodes we're playing snippets of. They're a teaser, but they're a teaser. If you just go to the link, I actually put the link in Mark's profile.
And Barb Nelson just asked, are all of these on Amazon Prime right now? Yes, Barb, they're on Amazon Prime right now. You can get on there and just go to search, type in dinner conversations, and it should pop right up.
That's
and
right.
You'll see all, 10 episodes?
10 episodes for season 2. And there's actually a direct link in Mark's post. I put it in there to the Amazon. That'll go straight to our page to start watching. And if you start now, you'll be done by 7 a.m. in time for church. Well, tomorrow's Saturday.
Joyce Schneider said, that's pretty cool. Tell Andrew the fan over his head looks like a halo. And that is from Julie Diener.
Julie. Don't you find that to be accurate, Mark, that a halo rather than a hat?
But from this episode, this view, it looks like 2 horns are holding up the halo.
Exactly.
Okay, Reese Andrietta said, may I please, can I have a shout out? Hey, Reese.
Yeah.
There's your shout out. So now we got Kathie Lee Gifford on an episode.
Which the cool part about that was we went to New York City. And
that was fun.
All of season 1 we did on site at Shelley's house in Nashville on the set. And of course we did most of these on the set as well. But to go do Will Graham and Gigi's in Montreat and then to go to New York City on the Today Show set, that was the coolest part. Do you remember that their camera guys were waiting to help us film and we were like, oh no, we got this. They were so
amazing.
Sweet. Yeah, so
they
nice.
were.
And Kathie Lee was fun. She got a lot of energy. And what does she talk about? A lot about she's kind of got a thing for the accuracy of Scripture.
Oh yes, she that in that Rabbi
Jason Sobel. Very cool.
Yes.
Well, because Kathie Lee, some may not know this, but she is of Jewish descent. I mean, her maiden name is Epstein. And
she wanted to make sure we knew he was not a carpenter. He was a stonesmith. And, buddy, she kept hammering. Do you put that on the episode? She kept hammering that point home like, do not say he was a carpenter. He was a I thought, good night, back up, girl.
You know, my favorite part was when you said, I think it was in the middle of kind of that dialogue, and you go, "Why does it matter?" And she went, "I'll tell you why it matters."
I'll tell you why it matters. I thought, dear God, give her a Xanax.
Yeah, she's a lot of energy. Yeah.
She has a lot of passion about it. You know what? If you love Jesus, you can be wrong on so many things. And she does love Jesus.
How would we be right on everything?
I mean, she might be right on that. I don't know.
Well,
Who cares?
I don't know, but the point is, the rest of us, I mean, you know, it's right.
Yeah.
Love
It
Jesus,
must
love
matter.
God, love your neighbor. Huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at all the comments over here on YouTube, and it looks like we got Hannah was over there, Gadledge, and
Hey, Hannah.
man, she wants a shout out. And Donna Vernon, how is Kathie?
Hey.
What is Kathie? How is Kathie like? I guess is what Hannah says. I love Jesus too. It looks like she's over there. And then over on Facebook, we got a bunch of people. That's right, Mark. LOL, Paula Shepard, Karen Olson, Word Watcher, Sandra Sue Johnson, Reese, Andrietta still on here. Man, this is so much fun. I'm so glad y'all tuned in on a Friday night. I know y'all. I'm gonna go eat. Have you eaten yet tonight? Why not?
I don't have a hot date.
Do you have to have a date to eat?
Well, I gotta have someone feed me.
Oh my gosh! Do you not have any friends? Colleen's coming over here in a minute. I think we might go eat Vietnam tonight. Vietnamese food. Have you ever had
at that place? Is it at that one that we went to with Jeff?
Yeah,
Jeff that
I look so orange tonight.
Listen, out of all your friends, I love Colleen. I love you too, Dina, but I love Colleen.
Well, she's just so sweet.
She's a cool gal and a teacher.
Well, guys, I keep getting kicked off. Bev Stetton says she keeps getting kicked off. I don't know, Bev. I'm so sorry.
It's not us,
Chris,
Bev.
It's not us. I just ordered Russ Taff movie. Oh, good. That was Gail Cruz Jasco. That Russ Taff movie is incredible. You've seen it, haven't you, Andrew?
I have. I went and saw it in the theater. Yeah.
And
you know what
it now
happened in that theater, which I know happens to you a lot, but two people came up afterwards and they said, "We're so sorry. We don't want to disturb you. But are you Andrew Greer with Dinner Conversations?"
Yeah.
Said, "I'm not."
You said you weren't?
No, I did. I said I was. But they were.
Joyce Schneider says, "Tell Colleen I said hello."
Listen,
One
they
young
said
cat
the
for
first
supper.
time they heard about the Russ Taff story was on our show.
Oh, yeah. It probably was. He had never told it before he came on Dinner Conversations, and that was in season 1.
Yeah, and do you remember that was also a last-minute call? We had a guest that couldn't come that day, and you said, "I'm going to call Russ." And Russ came all the way from Bell Buckle, and he brought his guitar, and he told that beautiful story. And I think it is our most popular season 1 episode.
I think it's the best episode. I mean, because it cuts so deep. So many people are addicted. If you are addicted to anything, or you know someone who's addicted, watch the Russ Taff episode on Dinner Conversations, season 1. Mm-hmm. I don't know what episode it is.
Yeah, you can just go to our website, dinner-conversations.com, and go to the episodes tab.
Hello, Jill Conran, Heath Hunt, Mark going to kick everyone off. I didn't kick anybody off.
I wonder if they have any questions. Does anyone have any questions about, doesn't have to be about Dinner Conversations. It could be about Mark. It could be about me. It could be about a guest that was on the show. It could be a guest.
Or maybe a guest you'd like to have.
Because we still are filming some.
Yeah, we're going to be filming some. I'm going up to that Michael W. Smith hoedown for his 35th year.
Anniversary of Friends or something?
Yeah, and like 50 of his friends. And
Did you see the lineup for that?
I'm one of the 50.
You're in some good company.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. And so they asked me to come, and I'm going. But so anyway, while I'm there, we're going to record some new Dinner Conversations.
Sure are.
Mark, you need a liver checkup. The ocean water did not agree with you. I know it's my white balance, y'all. I haven't figured out who said that. I need to go. Suzanne Martin, you are so observant. I look like Donald Trump tonight. I'm totally orange. Mark, thanks for coming to Cool Spring Baptist Church. Okay, thank you, Jeremy. Or maybe that was you. I don't know who's talking.
I don't know.
Did you guys make a bracket?
Oh,
I don't know what that means.
It's sports.
Jackie Murphy, what episode number is the one with Scott Hamilton? I don't know, but if you go to Amazon Prime, is it number 5?
It's episode
well,
number
you
5.
just scroll down on Amazon and just till you see his name, and that's the one. Because they're all there.
Yep, it's called Winning Takes Work, is the title.
Mark, I don't know if it's the lights, but you do look kind of yellow. I know. I know, y'all. It's my liver.
We know he's sick.
It's not. It's I don't know how to do a white balance yet. I've got the thing to do it too. Look, that's not even white. That's supposed to be white.
I'm
this
simply
is the
red.
thing that I should. Once I get this figured out, I'll look normal. Hello, Gaten Below. And you know what? A girl from Australia flew all the way from Australia to be on the cruise, and I just nicknamed her Australia. I called her Australia all week. And she was so sweet. She came all the way by herself. You would not believe how many people came by themselves, and I was so proud of them because that's hard to do.
Where did the cruise go? Was it in the Caribbean?
It went to Jamaica. It went to Haiti. And then I don't know where else. Huh. I don't know. It was fun though.
Yeah. You're doing it again.
Anyway, I might, yeah. Andrew looks rosy, Gail Cruz Jaska says. You look rosy.
Thank you. Plump and rosy.
Okay, what else? Anything else? Are we done?
I think we're done. That's the scoop. We are celebrating. We're thankful because people watched it the first season. I think it's because of you guys that we got noticed and picked up by Amazon Prime and so many other platforms. So I think it's a shared celebration.
Well, y'all have a good evening Friday. I'll see you Monday night, 7 p.m. Central, right here on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and make sure you share this episode so people can know about Dinner Conversations. All right, I'll see y'all Monday night. Bye-bye, Andrew.
Bye-bye.